Hello everyone. So recently I made a video where I talked about staying away from negative people. How negative people unconsciously program you into believing less in possibilities. I mentioned very crucially that we are people of influence. We're either giving influence or receiving influence. You're either influencing someone in your life positively or negatively, or they are influencing you negatively or positively. Now, I focused on the negative parts. In future videos, I'll talk about how we can influence each other positively. But I want to go deeper. Consider this as the part 2. So, I mentioned a little bit of a sensitive part in that video, that these people influencing you negatively may even be your family members or your boss or someone in your life that you cannot just stay away from just like that. That's a little bit of a sensitive part, and most of you asked me a number of questions because that video made a lot of sense to most of you, because this is a practical subject. This is what most people are experiencing in their lives. So most of you asked me some questions like, what if the person is my husband? What if the person is my wife? What if the person is my dad or mom or auntie or uncle or sibling or boss? If I don't do what my boss said in the name of being positive, I'll lose my job, or they will disown me, or they will divorce me, or something. Well, that sounds like a threat, by the way, but I'll talk about that in a second. Now, that's a very good question. I'm going to say two things. The first thing is that if you want your life to progress in the way that it should progress, you don't have to live your life with sentiments. What is sentiment? Sentiments, practically in the context of this subject, means that you know that somebody is influencing you negatively, but because the person is a family member, the person is your friend, the person is your boss, you accommodate it, you tolerate it because you are afraid of losing the relationship or whatever. That is sentiment. That is very sentimental. If you want your life to progress in the way that it should, in the way that bears the fruits that you desire in your life, you should not live your life based on sentiments. That's number one, very important. Number two, if you watched that video, I mentioned that this particular situation I'm talking about here requires wisdom. Let me also add this. People in your life who are always negative, cautious, suspicious, they don't truly intend to set you back or to slow down your progress. No, most of them are doing this because they love you. Their definition of love is to protect you from harm. That's their definition of love. Love does not focus on the bad things every time. Even if it's tailored to protect you, it doesn't focus on the bad always. It focuses on what is good. But unfortunately, the way they understand love, being too conscious of the harm of things that can hurt you. This one is not a good place. There are so many painful things. Forgetting the fact that there are also so many good things. You know, all men are bad. All women are bad. All businesses are scam. But there is also the other side of the coin. There are so many good men. There are so many good women. There are so many good businesses. So their understanding is that telling you that be careful so that somebody will not hurt you, somebody will not scam you. That negative mindset, negative consciousness, in their mind, that's their way of showing they love you, which is a very wrong expression of love. Alright? So I'm not saying this to inspire you to hate people that are negative or to see them as dangerous. No. They have, most of them, not all of them. Some people truly want you to fail. So some of them want you to fail. So they want you to focus on the bad things, right? But some of them have genuine interest out of their misplaced understanding of what love is. So I wanted to get that out before I continue. How are you supposed to avoid someone in your life, partner, your boss, your husband, your wife, your sibling, your uncles, somebody who is very close to you in your life that you think you cannot avoid? It would be rude of you to start all of a sudden avoiding them. How are you supposed to do that? Number one, avoid conversations that has to do with whatever you desire to achieve in your life. Avoid those conversations with that person. Because once you talk about that, they don't believe in possibilities. They are too fearful. They are too cautious, too suspicious that something bad is going to happen. It won't work well, things like that. So once you start that conversation, they are going to play the old tape that they've always played in your life, in their own lives also. So avoid conversations like that with such people, because if you do, they will discourage you. You already know how that's going to end. So if you allow somebody to always saturate you with their negative beliefs and pessimism, don't expect change to happen in your life. It will not. Then the second thing you can do is try to win them over. And don't do that by force. Don't do that rudely. Don't start ranting. You're always negative. You're always this. You're always that. You never see possibilities. Don't do that. That is not wisdom. That's why I said you require wisdom. Sometimes you may not know. Some people may be doing something because it's a habit. They might not know why they're doing what they're doing. They just need kindness and information. you are protecting your energy by trying to bring them over to your side. So you can talk to them about it. Find a fine time and use a good tone. Let's say the person is your wife or your husband. Let's use the case of the husband because, we men, we have this entitlement mentality. Men, we are powerful people, right? That's not a compliment. So we can have this entitlement and say, well, I'm the king of the house. Whatever I say, I'm more experienced than you. Sometimes a man can say, okay, you woman, you don't know what you're saying. Just shut up. This thing is not going to work because it's the woman that said it. Now, in such a situation, the circumstances can also be reversed. There are some women that are so powerful as well. Some women are more masculine. Everybody has masculinity and femininity. There are some women that are more masculine in their own life that sometimes you're wondering who is marrying who. Is it the man marrying the woman or the woman is marrying the man? So such people too, when they say that it's not going to work, whatever they say goes. But let's use the men. It's a normal scenario. So the man said, this is not going to work. The man is the person who is always negative. And you're the woman. Wisdom demands that before you write it off completely, if they can listen, even if they don't want to listen, try to look for a way and communicate. Say it in a way that they will understand. Don't start shouting. Don't start raising your voice, accusing them, remembering their past and say, you always do this. No. Calm down, humbly, but firmly present what you want to say. Try to win them over. Tell them the possibilities of thinking this way and moving ahead. Why you have to step out of the box and do something new, whatever the issue is. It's possible that you can win them over. It's possible. Because if you don't believe this too, that means you are also negatively minded. You have to think in terms of possibility and positivity. It's possible that if I explain this thing properly, it can work. It is possible it might not work. But do that first. Kindly, humbly. Don't shout. Whether it's your boss, whether it's your friend that doesn't hear, that dad, that mom, that whoever in that relationship that might be pulling you back. Try to present the case in such a way that they can hear. Now, in the event it doesn't work out, then stop. If they said you will never do this thing or this thing will never work, if you go ahead and do it, you're disobeying me, stuff like that, and become discreet about it. Don't go ahead and say, I must do it. No matter what you say, I must do it. Now you're causing trouble. There are other ways you can do the same thing without making it look like you want to tell the person that he's nobody. That is not a wise way to go about it. So, to recap, the first thing is avoid those conversations with such people. Don't tell them what you're doing. You know it doesn't always end well. Secondly, if you notice that you're working with somebody who can listen, that there is a way you can present the matter without shouting, without getting emotionally involved, without nagging, and present it in such a way that it makes sense, you can win them over, which will also help them eventually change that lifestyle, change that thinking pattern. If you do that, it doesn't work, let it go. Find other ways to do the same thing. Now, the last thing I want to say before I end the video is, if you try to win the person over and it doesn't work, it reveals two things. Number one, the level of the person's negativity is too high, that all your kind and humble efforts to make that information pass across still failed. That means the person's negativity is too high. The second thing it reveals is that your level of positivity is questionable. Because if you can be under the same roof, in the same job, in the same relationship with such a person for so long, it also reveals something questionable about you. That's the truth. There's something questionable in your life about being positive, because usually people get stuck in such relationships because they think, I can't find another one, I can't find another boss, I can't find another job, I can't find another relationship, I can't find another thing. That's why you get stuck in such a thing. So it reveals these two things very importantly. So I hope you learned something in this video. Help me share this video. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I'll talk to you in the next one. I'll talk about positive influence next. That is, if I'm not inspired to do a part 3 of this one. So, is there something you want me to talk about? Share it in the comments and I'll look into that and I'll talk about it. So thank you for watching and stay well. I'll talk to you soon.